Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I want to celebrate the return of humans to space by the Artemis 2 as they head out to circle the moon. I want to review uh, Planet of the Apes by Pierre Boulle. A lot of the nerds out there think it would be funny if we all dressed up as apes for when they got back, and that would be kind of funny, but probably not possible. But this book is written back in '68, and it starts off with a pair of astronauts who are on a pleasure cruise that discover floating in space a manuscript in a bottle. So they recover it and they start reading it on their trip. Now, the manuscript recounts the adventures of French journalist Ulysse Moreau, who was on an expedition to explore a planet outside of or on the in the system of Betelgeuse. So they took a couple of years to get there. This takes place in the year 2500, and they discover humans living on there, but they're not civilized. They can't speak. They have no culture or anything. They don't wear clothes. They're just totally, completely animalistic humans. As they're visiting with these humans, they are absconded by a group of guerrilla hunters who kill one of them outright and take Ulysses and another of the astronauts captive. The other astronaut's placed in the zoo and soon goes mad. But Ulysses is under the care of Zira and Cornelius, some chimpanzee scientists who see, some promise in his behavior that they don't see in regular humans. So he's paired up with Nova and uh, basically lives with Zira and Cornelius, eventually learning their language and shocking them that he has the ability to speak. Um, he's kind of taken on as like a novelty, kind of a you know like a talking monkey today would be. But he's seen kind of as a novelty in the civilization. He helps Zira and Cornelius, who are scientists, chimpanzee scientists, um, and they discover that the gorilla civilization is only about 10,000 years old, and it based on an earlier civilization of humans. And of course, this doesn't sit well with anybody in the hierarchy. So they're once Nova's son is born and shows signs of intelligence and even the ability to speak, the rest of the civilization starts hunting Ulysses and his family. So they, with the help of Zira and Cornelius, they escape in a rocket ship from the planet of the apes and head back towards Earth, only to find that in the absence of their long departure, the human civilization on Earth has collapsed. So that's when he throws out his manuscript, and uh, it's found by the earlier space travelers. But it's an interesting story. It's really a satirical look of human civilization, and kind of the fragility of, we might not be top of we might not be the apex predators all the time, or forever. So uh, it's just it's a nice, fast paced. It seems more along the pacing of Mark Wahlberg's Planet of the Apes rather than the original movie with Charlton Heston. Although it's been a while since I've seen that one. It seemed a little bit slower and not as action packed. It was pretty action packed. The book is action packed. Has a lot of interesting commentary on humanity, um, and and it has its own twist ending that is really kind of clever. Uh, I kind of wish I had read this, not knowing anything about the TV show and the movies. Just it would have been much more enjoyable. But it is still an excellent read, and I highly recommend it. So if you want, go ahead and smash the like button, subscribe to get more excellent content like this, and we'll see you next time.